Reporters all new on the WHAS11 night team. The days of guaranteed school bus transportation for all students at JCPS may be ending by next year.
We would want to have a recommendation in front of you, though, by the end of February.
The school district will soon start alerting parents of changes and choices they're going to face. We've got team coverage. Plus, the focus team is looking at the impact of this year's transportation mess on instruction time in the classrooms. And then, the concern over fires and the homeless in Louisville.
If they're trying to keep warm with the sterno, you slip off and fall asleep or anything like that and something catches fire.
This is a sterno used to heat up food. Firefighters say they're being used by the homeless to stay warm, but with devastating consequences for some. Right now, all new on the WHAS 11 night team. Our top story tonight, JCPS has been warning parents for months that the current system of busing students would have to change, with more people eventually driving their kids to school. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt. Tonight at the school board meeting, the next step forward, alerting parents that changes could be coming by sometime next year. It all comes as the school district also updated those drop-off times for students. While most students are now getting home by 6:38 p.m., JCPS says there are still 5 to 7 buses on the road until 7 o'clock at night. The goal is to have all students dropped off again by 6:30. That new update tonight. More on the possible changes in a moment, but first, one of the indicators that the current bus system is not working is missed instructional time for students. New data shows more than 5 times as many students were late to school this October compared to last. Focus investigator Travis Breeze, who also covered tonight's meeting, now shows us the impact on families.
M&M's or Twix, Henry?
The sounds of the morning rush.
You know, in the movies where they're like struggling to get their pants on, and it's like, whoa, whoa.
A daily routine Aaron and Oliver Hinson have gotten quite good at. The only thing out of their control is how long it takes the bus to get Oliver to school.
There have been cases where we will get to school and immediately have to go to related arts. We skip like a chunk of our first class.
His bus has gotten faster throughout the year, but he's still averaging about 15 minutes late to school every day.
It doesn't stress us out, but I think it definitely makes them angry. Love you, Mom.
As a mom, I tell my kids it's okay to fail, right? We learn from failure. What we can't do is live in failure. And I feel like that's what JCPS is doing right now with its transportation plan.
Oliver has to go through a bus compound to get to No Middle School. He's on the bus for about 1.5 hours every morning. His mom says even if the bus is 15 minutes late, that doesn't account for time in the attendance office, at his locker, or getting his books out.
It feels a little chaotic to him.
JCPS gave us data to compare late morning buses the last 2 Octobers. Last year, an average of 1,100 students were missing 17 minutes per day. This year, almost 6,000 students were late every day in October, missing an average of 13.2 minutes. While the average number of time went down, the number of occurrences skyrocketed. And many parents have reported outliers of over an hour late in the morning.
We've got to give kids a full day of instruction.
Late morning buses were one of several things board members said need to be fixed on Tuesday. Interim Chief Operating Officer Dr. Rob Folk said they start every day 50 drivers short of covering all routes. Large changes can't be done this year, but Folk said they will continue to make tweaks like eliminating 5 routes for efficiency just today.
If we want to fix this for next year, it will require getting drivers and routes in line.
The district has started new conversations with bus routing companies, and there will likely be major changes next year.
There are 2 groups of people who drew the short straw, and that's bus drivers and students.
Hinson is thankful for Oliver's bus drivers and the teachers who've helped him catch up.
He's missed a total of 2 full days.
While most eyes are turned to next year, Hinson says board members need to see it for themselves this year.
The leadership of this district needs to be on buses.
Coming up Thursday at 6 p.m., we will have an in-depth look at how kids are being disciplined for misbehaving on the buses, as that is the #1 concern we've heard from drivers about why they are quitting. In Louisville, Travis Breeze for the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
JCPS says they're going to have to make changes for next year, but they're still weighing their options. And now WHAS11 Night Team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie also covered tonight's school board meeting with our team coverage. And Taylor, what could parents expect to see coming next year?
Well, Doug, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio, he wants parents to consider providing transportation for their student next school year as they're applying for their school of choice. Tonight, the district presented several transportation options to support the district's bus drivers and routes.
JCPS has been warning that the current system of transporting every student on a school bus isn't the future. Now they will be alerting parents, sending letters about next year. The bottom line, more people could be driving their students to school.
They understand in plenty of time that they can make changes if needed, and that's why we're sending out notice this week.
Options include eliminating transportation to all magnet and traditional students, which would impact 70 to 100 buses.
These are not recommendations now, these are considerations.
Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio making it clear these are just potential transportation options to reduce the amount of bus drivers to support the district's bus drivers. Right now, if 50 out of the district's 550 drivers are out, that's considered an on-time day.
But if 60 are out, then there will be 10 routes that will be impacted that day.
Other transportation options include providing hubs for magnet students or only transporting free and reduced lunch magnet and traditional students. That would impact 35 to 45 buses. Board member Sarah McIntosh expressed her concerns for this option.
Say that only free and reduced lunch students are going to be transported. How is that not a violation of student confidentiality around their Title I status?
We're not recommending that we do that. We're saying that is a potential option that we would have to ensure has legal ground to stand on.
Board member James Craig fears for the accessibility to magnet and traditional students if the district were to eliminate transportation.
And I'm really worried about the impact on magnets if we're cutting transportation to them in the fall. And who is able to participate in magnet and traditional programs.
Board member Linda Duncan feels monetary support should be given to JCPS parents who drive their students to school.
Ought to be thinking in terms of how we can provide a stipend for those families.
All options are on the table as the district looks to make improvements for next school year.
And Dr. Polio said although these are just options, parents can expect final recommendations in February regarding transportation next school year. In studio, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Taylor, thank you. We are, by the way, expecting another transportation update at next month's school board meeting. Dr. Folk says that they'll be proposing a routing team for the district and putting proposed changes for next year in writing. The school district is now making changes to how it handles bad weather in the future. Moving forward, it will no longer delay the start of school because of any bad weather. Instead, the district is going to be implementing a new go or no-go approach. If in-person classes are canceled, JCPS will notify families whether it'll be a traditional snow day or an NTI remote learning day. The process to determine whether or not to cancel classes will stay the same. An update tonight, your phone may have been buzzing with an alert around about 8:50 tonight, just before 9. But we want to let you know that the Amber Alert ended with that child being found safe. Kentucky State Police issued the alert after a 10-year-old girl was reported missing from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Less than an hour later, around 9:40 p.m., Kentucky State Police announced the girl was found safe in Shelby County, and so they canceled that alert. And the man who shot and killed a woman at a nightclub on River Road in Louisville near Waterfront Park in 2021 will not be serving any jail time. Today, his trial was set to begin, but then Jack Harlow's former DJ, Ronnie O'Bannon, pleaded guilty. In court today, O'Bannon entered a guilty plea for reckless homicide. That's a lower charge from his original charge of murder. He says that he was acting in self-defense when he shot and killed Kashmira Nash, a bartender at the Vibes Lounge on Derby weekend in 2021. During the hearing, the prosecutor talked about the reaction of Nash's family to the plea deal.
Family is present. They do not wish to make a statement, but I think they understand. They're not happy by any means with this result, but we've met numerous times and understand.
O'Bannon also pleaded guilty to tampering with evidence. He was sentenced to 2.5 years, but was given credit for his time served at home. So now he is a free man out of jail tonight. All new tonight on the night team. The developer of the large one park development told Metro Council tonight that there is no profit for him in the project without a special taxing district. The proposal to create the TIF district took a step forward this afternoon. A council committee voted 6-2 to approve the TIF. It would pump tax money right back to the developers to help fund the project. If built as planned, Jefferson Development Group would be able to use $114 million in tax dollars over the next few decades. Councilmember Andrew Owen, who represents the district where this would be built, says he supports the project, but it does not meet his criteria for a TIF.
Could argue that we don't have anything like this, and I can see how you could argue that. I can see how you could argue it's transformational and different and all that. But does it provide things like affordable housing units that we don't have? It does at a very minor scale.
Developers previously committed 10% of the units to affordable housing, but that's now down to 7%. It could be cut even down to 5% with a $1 million donation to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Owen believes the council should not consider this development area until the 10% affordable housing threshold is met. Deputy Mayor Pat Malloy, however, argued today that every bit helps.
Let's take 50 units where we can succeed. Let's give a little bit on the public financing that needs to be done in this deal, I think, to make it a reality. And let's build something. Let's build something bold and transformational. Let's take a risk.
Malloy says he does not believe the project will get built without a public-private partnership, something the CEO, developer Kevin Kogan, also addressed.
When you run the pro formas and the numbers today, at today's interest rates and drugs costs, there's not a profit in it. If it is not for the TIF and the capability of the TIF to support the project does not pencil.
The ordinance to create the development area will be discussed at next Thursday's full Metro Council meeting. Well, the lights and video boards are screaming to the mountaintop tonight in downtown Louisville. Take a look. The sign says it all. Tomorrow morning, Derby City Gaming downtown will celebrate its grand opening. 1 day to go. The facility at 3rd and Market includes sports gaming, historical racing machines, and several bars. You're invited to attend the ribbon cutting at 8:45 tomorrow morning, followed by the grand opening to the public at 9 a.m. Tomorrow's date, by the way, is significant. It will mark 150 days until the Kentucky Derby 150.